Ilia Malinin again decided to surprise everyone with his technical content. The Japan Open is a special tournament. Not to say that it is purely commercial without a sports component. But at the same time, it is difficult to call what is happening a full-fledged sport. Skaters perform with a full range of technical elements, but in a festive atmosphere. Traditionally, the teams of Europe, America and the hosts, Japan, compete against everyone. The European team this year was much weaker than in previous years, and, in fact, did not participate in the struggle for victory. In general, the special status of the competition allowed the organizers to invite the Russians. Apparently, no ISU permission was required for this. But the Japanese did not dare to take reputational risks and sacrificed the audience's excitement. We managed to collect the stands, but with Kamila Valieva and Alexandra Trusova, the interest would have been much higher. Without them, Luna Hendricks and ex-Russian Ekaterina Kurakova fought for the honor of Europe. The figure skater of the Polish national team did not give the worst performance, but the score of 115 points looks frivolous even for junior competitions. Mirai Nagasu from the USA barely got 100 at all and not without the help of the judges. Is it necessary to say that the assessments at such competitions are peculiar? The men's tournament turned out to be much more interesting and competitive, even though the Japanese wonderkind Yuma Kageyama could not come due to an injury. In his absence, Shoma Uno defended Japan's status as today's main figure skating power. However, returning to the question of refereeing, how could a person with a solo double jump in the protocol of the American Ilia Malinin win? The answer lies in the harsh assessment of the Russian-speaking genius. Only by components he lost 6 points to Shoma. Go Malinin cannot be called generous either. Uno with a double jump beat Malinin with 5 quads. In response, Uno fans can say that Ilia has 3 under rotations. And yet, only the corresponding mark on the quadruple axel will be really objective of them. This time the miracle jump of 4.5 turns did not work out. But even at -5, as the judges in Saitama assessed him, he did not look. In general, initially Malinin tuned into a new technical breakthrough. At the Japan Open, he prepared an incredible program of 7 quadruple jumps. This is the maximum number to date, except for cascades of 2 quads. In principle, there are no combinations with jumps of less than 4 revolutions in this variation. Immediately after the quadruple axel came the quadruple Lutz, quadruple loop, quadruple flip and combinations of quadruple Lutz, Euler, triple salcho, quadruple toe loop, triple axel, quadruple salcho, triple toe loop. That is, all possible quads in principle. Moreover, statements about such content were not bragging. It is not in the tradition of Malinin to talk a lot, he prefers to prove with deeds. And without warning, he gave out a clean skate with 7 quads at a training session on the eve of the start, after which he modestly reposted a Japanese journalist on his social networks, who admired the agility of the 17-year-old single skater. Yevgeny Plushenko called such a performance a quantum leap in the history of figure skating. And yet, in the competitive box office, he did not dare to go for such a record and at the last moment refused to perform a flip and Ripperger. The reason is not the most successful landing from the quadruple axel. As a result, only 5 quads, including an axel of 4.5 turns. For any athlete, this would be an outstanding achievement. But Malinin, already in his first year in adult sports, made us expect more from him. Much more than we expected from Yuzuru Hanyu and Nathan Chen. Malinin is a living answer to all the critics who spoke about the crisis in figure skating after their departure. And for Ilia himself, in addition to the desire to make 7 quadruples, one can recall the combinations with 2 quads, because he actively trained them all last season. In parallel with the Japan Open, there are 2 more important starts this week. Less media, but more close to real sports. First, about the Junior Grand Prix. The 6th stage is already underway there, this time in Gdansk. Traditionally, couples feel the worst without Russia. Since, for its own reasons, China practically does not go to international starts, competitions, and pair skating hardly recruit participants. And there is no need to talk about some level of rentals. Muscovite Anastasia Galyabeva continues to win for Australia, and another son of emigrants, Daniel Tyamentsov, was found in the USA. The boys are expected to be ahead of the United States and Japan. In principle, they have no equal here. And for girls, the competition ended unexpectedly. In the free skate, Mia Kalin of the United States performed 2 quadruple toe loops but placed only 4th. Ahead is a Japanese woman and 2 girls from South Korea without Ultra C. It's all about the weak second mark of the American and mistakes on non-jumping elements. Full stands on Saturday morning in St. Petersburg gathered Alexei Mishin's ward Elizaveta Tuktamasheva. She didn't have serious competition this time, so even with 2 penalty points for a start delay and a fall from the axel, the skater took first place at the local Panin Kolomenkin Memorial Tournament. At the same time, as the athlete admitted to reporters, she was satisfied with the rental. "This alignment was in my head, because today in the morning without training it's harder to ride than in the evening, when you warmed up, practiced, came to your senses. I'm even glad that such a skate happened. This is the first time I fell from the first axel and did the second one. Now I will be more confident in the second jump. This almost never happened even in training," said Lisa. She explained why she received a penalty for delaying the start. As it turned out, the judges this time gave marks too quickly. "I did not expect. I decided not to adapt to the generally accepted rules. No, not a new trick, it's only here, at the Grand Prix, I won't allow myself this. Here it was more important for me to mentally prepare for the start," the figure skater admitted. Talking about the prize money at the tournament, she also did not dissemble. According to Tuktamasheva, "It is foolish to say that money does not matter. It's always good. Who will tell you that it doesn't matter? Therefore, I will not lie. But even without prize money, the Russian Grand Prix is very necessary for athletes," added the athlete.